Hey, how's it going, guys? I just want to go over really quickly the price of Bitcoin and how we should prepare for a potential drop down to 38,900 or maybe even break back up to like the $44,000 level. And on top of that, I want to show you a Litecoin setup that we're preparing for. There's a big macro move about to occur for Litecoin, and it's currently getting squeezed, and it's going to have a large move as well. So let's look at Bitcoin on the daily time frame so I can show you what I mean by the loss of momentum. So on my chart here, you can see that we have this dotted trend line. This dotted trend line represents the momentum of the market for Bitcoin. And when it's lost, normally when these get lost, they act as a warning sign that things are about to reverse. So we already had candles close below it, and we can either A, consolidate here and actually finally break this downtrending resistance and bring us back up to $44,000 level, maybe even go up as far as 48,000 if the strength of the market supports it. And we also have the support level that we're watching in the lower time frames to give us a warning sign that things are about to go down to the 38,700. So I'm going to zoom in really quick on the 15-minute time frame so you can see what we're looking for in case things break to the downside. So we have, right now I'm watching this value area. We've just recently bounced off of this several times, and we're currently following the short-term momentum to this downtrending resistance right here. So if we end up getting rejected here and we lose this momentum, then we have an increased chance of us finally breaking this to 40,800 to the downside. And what we want to look for in terms of the warning sign that we're about to go down to like the $38,900 level is price action to come down, have this value area low act as resistance, and then us create a new lower low right here. And then we can end up entering a short position or like selling some Bitcoin and putting our stop loss above this area right here, or a rebuy if you're using spot, and then we can write it down to 38,900, and we're going to be watching 39,800 along the way down, and 39,000, which is a strong psychological level in the past, and it's acted as support and resistance quite often in the past as well, so we got to watch it along the way down. So that's the bearish case scenario. If things start to go down, this is how you should prepare to react to it, and this is how it'll confirm. If it confirms, then you know that things are about to go down. And when it comes to the upside, basically we want to preferably maintain this uptrending momentum that we got going on right now. We could just as easily lose it and still go up, but preferably would want this to continue going up and break this downtrending momentum, which would be an early warning sign that the more macro resistance here will break. And this could actually provide us with an earlier entry, so long as you're being cautious with this point of control for the structure. So this point of control is basically the strongest area of interest in this zone and where the most volume is traded. So they act as strong levels of support and resistance. So how you can anticipate price behavior here is basically price action to come up, hit this point of control as resistance, retest this area. If it acts as support, it should allow a bounce of price action, right? If it acts as support, and then we just need to create the higher high, and the higher high, it will give us the confluence of us getting acceptance back above this point of control, and it will confirm this downtrending resistance to act as support and allow us a continuation to this level right here. And if that occurs, then we can anticipate that it may break to the upside. And if it does, what I would want you to watch out for is 43,160 is a strong level of support and resistance. So it can, it can do it again. So watch out for that. And then we can be targeting, if we end up breaking past this, we can be targeting its high again around 44,000. If we end up using the high as support, then 48,000 is in the cards for sure. But we got to take things one step at a time. Read the charts. It'll tell you the story, right? So that's what I'm watching out for Bitcoin, for its uptrend. Now, I want to show you Litecoin, because Litecoin's got a pretty impressive move coming. So if I were to zoom out really quick on the daily, we've got, this is the macro structure right here. So this is the all-time high, $413, and we're currently at $69. This is the uptrending support level that it's had since it's been born, right? So we got to watch this as strong level of support. And we may be building, a larger double bottom structure, which are warning signs that things are about to reverse, right? As soon as we break this and we get this level, like $100, here's the strong level of resistance, act as support, then we can get the measurable target from this macro double bottom and have a really incredible move for Litecoin. So I'm just going to draw the momentum. So you basically pull a trend line from the neckline of the double bottom. This is called the neckline. And this is the support level. And you just click and you drag and you put this right on the resistance, and it'll give you the measurable target for this structure right here. And the measurable target comes in confluence with this. There's a lot of resistance here, so we'd have to watch out for exhaustion around 180 if this plays out. And what we're trying to do on the lower time frames is use microstructures as a conduit for an early entry. So if we get an early entry, then we can just prepare for this potentially acting as resistance. And if it does, then we can use it as a sign to tell us to get out, and we'll just look for a different opportunity. And we have this uptrending momentum here. So long as we stay above this and we break this resistance, we'll be good. But if we end up losing this momentum and confluence with price action hitting this as resistance, then we can get out, and maybe we'll build a different structure that will allow us to get up to those higher zones again. And the structure that we're using on the super low time frames, so if we go to the 15-minute time frame, we're using a cup and handle after a break of this downtrending broadening wedge here. So we broke the downtrending broadening wedge to the upside, and we had a confirmation bounce. And the confirmation bounce itself is also a cup and handle right here. If you don't know what a cup and handle is, basically the measurable target is something like this. So basically you want to look for the horizontal level of resistance, and you want to pull a trend line from its resistance to a support level here, and you just click and drag and you put it back on top of the structure like this. And that's how we got our target. And in confluence with that, they tend to have a flag as their handle. So you can actually draw this as, if you don't know cup and handle, you'll probably know a flag. And you can just use it as your technical target, and they usually give the same kind of technical targets. So you have all that confluence for the long position. So basically, yeah, we've already entered this trade around here, and we have our stop loss below the swing low. If price action comes down and gets below this, it'll actually invalidate this setup. So you always want to have your stop loss at a place where it'll invalidate, and you always want to have it so that you're risking to gain 2 times more than what you're willing to lose, and you want to be as consistent as you possibly can with the amount of funds that you lose with your stop loss. We have a bit of a pullback, but basically what we're anticipating in terms of price action here is us to continue to go up, get that higher high, and then this will likely act as resistance. And if it does, we're going to close about 50% of our position, and we'll likely get a rejection there. It may not be aggressive, but if it is, and we end up losing this momentum, this uptrending support here, in confluence with the hit here and a pullback, then we're likely going to build a larger continuation pattern, which is an inverse head and shoulders. So we have this left shoulder here, this is the head here. If price action comes up here, and we come and swoop like this, and revisit where we entered, then we'll have a inverse head and shoulders formation, and they tend to, the measurable target for this would bring us to this downtrending resistance, and then we'd have an early entry for the macro breakout, basically. So that's what we're playing off of. If you have any questions about this, you can reach out to me in the Discord. That's pretty much everything I got for you guys today. So just watch the charts. Just a quick reminder to Bitcoin, watch this level right here at 40,800. If we see that act as resistance and we get the lower low confirmation, then we could come back down to 38,900. That's the main thing I wanted to tell you guys today, and to anticipate that there's going to be a decent amount of volume within the next 24 hours. So if you have any questions, like I said, reach out to me in Discord, and have yourself an amazing day. Thanks, guys.